swallow all my valuables and get out of here.
We are proud to present Mozart's The Magic Flute, in A minor.
You know what's more controversial than Brian's political rants? Ranking every single Family Guy character from absolute worst to legitimately iconic. And yes, we're putting families, friendships, and childhood memories on the line with this one. So buckle up because we're about to tear through Quahog like Peter chasing that giant chicken. Let's start where all disasters begin. The bottom of the barrel. F tier. The shallow and pedantic. Loretta Brown takes our last place crown, and honestly, she earned it. Some of you might not even remember Cleveland's first wife, and that's precisely the problem. Loretta was unpleasant, rude, and her defining character trait was cheating on Cleveland with Quagmire. The show literally killed her off in a bathtub accident, and the audience's reaction was basically silence.
No, 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 no!
Oh, God! Wait, what's that? Oh, look at her gross boobs.
Principal Shepard went from forgettable background character to something far worse, a creepy scumbag who admitted to having explicit photos of students on his phone. The writers tried to make him funny by going over the top with his depravity, but he just falls flat. There's dark humor, and then there's just dark.
I mean, what?
Francis Griffin rounds out our F tier as Peter's militantly Catholic stepfather. He's hateful, bitter, and spends every scene making Peter's life miserable.
You're a failure as a worker and as a father.
The best thing Francis ever did was tell Peter the truth about his real father, and then he died. Even the show knew he'd overstayed his welcome. And here's where it gets spicy. Bertram. Now wait, before you rage in the comments, hear me out. Bertram had incredible potential as Stewie's rival. That first episode where they battle for control of the womb. Stewie's rival. That first episode where they battle for control of the womb. Comedy gold. But the writers gave us 3 episodes, then killed him off before he could really shine. He's an F tier because he could have been S tier, and that hurts more than being genuinely terrible. D tier. Blink, and you'll miss them. Connie D'Amico is your cookie-cutter mean girl who bullies Meg. That's it.
Thanks for your help, Meg.
There's no chance we're gonna be friends now, is there?
Absolutely not.
Can I at least think about you in the tub later?
No.
Diane Simmons had potential with her news anchor banter, but then the writers made her a murderer who framed Tom and killed Muriel Goldman. Once that happened, Diane had to die, and with her went any entertainment value she brought. Bonnie Swanson deserves better than D tier, but the writers destroyed her. Early seasons showed her as supportive and sweet. Then she gave birth after being pregnant for literally 7 seasons, and suddenly she's cheating on Joe, plotting his death, and becoming one of the meanest characters on the show. That's not character development, that's character assassination. But let's talk about a controversial placement. Doug. The internet hates this kid, but here's our hot take. Doug isn't that bad. He's a preppy preschooler who brings out Stewie's competitive side. Sure, he's smug, but that's exactly why he works as a foil. The problem? The show killed him off in a throwaway line.
Yeah, Tyler's Doug is a drunk stepdad.
Yikes.
Yeah.
C tier. Serviceable but forgettable. Wild West, voiced by Sam Elliott, became mayor after Adam West's passing. He's got Western charm and even some godlike abilities. But following one of the show's most beloved characters? That's an impossible shadow to escape. Donna, Roberta, and Rallo Tubbs all land in C tier for the same reason.
Texting Federline for over an hour.
You can tell time. Good for you.
Put the pretty icicles on the damn tree!
Yes, ma'am.
Roberta hasn't spoken a single line since joining Family Guy. Rallo got more screen time but is still mostly silent. These characters had personality in the Cleveland show, but Family Guy seems to have forgotten they exist. B tier. The solid supporting cast. Jerome, Lois's ex-boyfriend, was introduced as the new black friend when Cleveland left. Unlike Cleveland's passive nature, Jerome brought confidence and actual character progression. He bought the drunken clam, appeared in parody episodes, and even had an episode addressing his racism against white people.
Peter, you don't understand. I don't want Pam dating a white boy.
What?
That's development. Jillian, Brian's longest girlfriend, was dumb as a house cat, but sweet as sugar. She genuinely cared for Brian despite him being, well, Brian. She's endearing, entertaining, and proves that even simple characters can be beloved. Angela, Peter's longtime boss voiced by the late Carrie Fisher, had perfect boss energy. Strict, frustrated, but with occasional soft spots. Her workplace harassment of Peter was terrifying and hilarious simultaneously. Having Princess Leia as your voice gives automatic points, landing Angela in solid B tier. Ollie Williams is proof that you can be a one-trick pony if you nail that trick every single time. His rapid-fire weather reports became instant classics. It's raining sideways. Thanks, Ollie. He's been killing it since the early seasons, and that consistency earns respect. Seamus, the wooden pirate, evolved from danger warning device to surprisingly fleshed-out character. He's got great one-liners, solid visual comedy with his peg leg, and he's just looking for love like the rest of us. Mort Goldman is the neurotic pharmacy owner who's been a Griffin family friend since day one. His whiny voice makes every line funnier than it should be.
Okay, the first rule of Jewish Fight Club is if somebody says ow, you stop.
He got to go on time travel adventures, and somehow, we love him for it. Mort proves that pathetic can be endearing when done right.
Oh, I better make sure my wallet's okay.
Herbert the Pervert. Controversial but undeniable. Yes, his character is problematic, but Family Guy makes him absurdly funny through that whistly voice and desperate antics.
Seems like I've run out of waiting time.
He's got starring episodes, incredible musical numbers, and Mike Henry's voice work is phenomenal. Herbert is problematic, sure, but in a show full of problematic characters, he's at least entertaining. A tier. The icons who shape Quahog. James Woods burst onto the scene stealing Peter's identity and hasn't stopped causing chaos since. Whether ruining Brian's TV show or being murdered only to be resurrected later, James Woods' episodes feel like events, limited appearances but maximum impact.
That is a real thrill, not like the fake thrill of running into your ex-girlfriend on the street.
You won't get away with this, Woods.
You know, you're not supposed to be in the house, Brian. You're more of an outdoor dog.
What the hell does that mean?
That's A-tier material. Ernie the Giant Chicken represents Family Guy's most famous running gag. Their fights get longer, bloodier, and more elaborate with each season, demolishing half of Quahog in the process. Peter and Ernie's rivalry has spanned 22 seasons over an expired coupon. These fights are pure spectacle, and Ernie's presence guarantees entertainment. Lois Griffin is Peter's better half, which isn't saying much, but it counts. Early Lois was a caring mother with a mean streak. Later, Lois became just as unhinged as Peter, which weirdly makes her funnier. Whether she's the voice of reason or participating in the chaos, Lois is essential to every storyline she touches.
Now you two are gonna love each other. Now stay that way.
It's gonna be weird to potty.
Sheesh, Lois, look at the garbage those damn leafers dumped on our lawn. New York Post, New York Magazine, the New York Mets.
Dr. Hartman is medical malpractice personified, and it's hilarious every single time. He gets distracted before giving diagnoses, hides from police mid-examination, and somehow the Griffins are his only remaining patients. Every Dr. Hartman scene promises incompetent medical comedy, and the show delivers consistently.
I was standing out there for like 10 minutes. Woo, boy, is that a load off.
We did all we can, but medical science has come just so far. And now I will take off this protective potato head mask.
Is Peter healthy?
My goodness, you'll be dead within a month.
What?
Oh, Hagar the Horrible, if you keep up that lifestyle of pillaging and giant turkey legs, you'll be dead within a month.
Carter Pewterschmidt, Lois's wealthy father, is Family Guy's closest thing to a main antagonist. He's evil, funny, and makes every scene better through pure savage energy. Carter cured cancer, but kept it from the public for profit. He tortured Peter with salt and barbed wire jars. In the world of Family Guy, where morality is optional, Carter proves that being the worst person possible can make you the best character.
My iPod, because I'm getting rid of my CDs. Do you have any desire for Natalie Merchant's Tiger Lily?
No.
Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill?
No.
You sure? This thing was unstoppable. This was the soundtrack to my 95. To my 95 and my 96, actually.
S tier, the absolute best. We've finally reached the peak. The characters who make Family Guy what it is. Glenn Quagmire is the show's most recognizable pervert, and he absolutely belongs here. Giggity became part of the cultural lexicon. Yes, he's creepy beyond belief, but Family Guy allows him to be beloved because the show knows exactly what he is. Quagmire gets some of the most out-of-pocket lines imaginable, but he's also shown surprising depth. He killed his sister's abusive boyfriend. He developed genuine feelings that weren't just lust. He stood up to Brian in the most satisfying way possible. He's outrageous, quotable, and undeniably iconic. Easy S tier.
Big business is crushing the underclass, how homelessness is the biggest tragedy in America. Well, what have you done to help? Driving a Prius doesn't make you Jesus Christ.
Joe Swanson is the wheelchair-bound cop who's somehow the moral backbone of Peter's friend group. Early Joe was a badass who didn't let disability define him. Patrick Warburton's voice work keeps him entertaining even when later seasons made him more pitiful. Joe's best episodes show his heroism, rescuing the guys from danger, dealing with his handicap-hating father, attempting suicide before realizing his friends need him. Joe adds stakes to storylines because he's actually a good person trying his best. That's rare in Quahog, making him invaluable.
A really good deal on them after prom season.
If for girls, Joe.
Hey, Peter, why don't you let me do me and you do you, okay?
Peanut butter commercial, huh? Hey, Brian, maybe you should audition.
Cleveland Brown is the friend group's voice of reason.
Sweet. Hey, let me try.
Cleveland, don't!
Minority suspect! Minority suspect! Danger! He's got a gun!
Calm, peaceful, and sweet. He rarely gets angry, offering cautionary warnings Peter always ignores. Cleveland's mild-mannered deadpan delivery makes everything he says funny. The Cleveland show didn't quite work, but back in Family Guy, Cleveland shines. He's kind, forgiving, and genuinely loves his friends despite their constant nonsense. His consistent presence since Season 1 and his role as the reasonable one in a sea of chaos cement his S-tier status. Chris Griffin is the dopey teenage son who's somehow more entertaining than his father sometimes. Seth Green's voice work is iconic, and Chris has remained remarkably consistent compared to other characters. He's dangerously stupid. That scene where he can't figure out which one is his real dad is comedic gold. His friendship with Herbert creates some of the show's funniest subplots. Chris is the comfort food of Family Guy characters. Simple, satisfying, and you're always happy to see him. But before we crown our champion, let's talk about the fallen angel, Brian Griffin. Early Brian was the show's moral compass. Intelligent, witty, and sarcastic, but fundamentally good. He was the sane voice in an insane family, tackling social issues with depth. Episodes about his abandonment issues, his relationship with Pearl, his defense of gay marriage, these showed that Family Guy could be genuinely moving. Then everything changed. Modern Brian is pretentious, preachy, hypocritical, and cruel. He became a walking political soapbox who lectured instead of conversed. He tried to sleep with Lois, which was creepy. He abandoned his son Dylan. The show killed him off in Season 12, and fans revolted so hard they brought him back 2 episodes later. But the damage was done. Here's the thing. Despite all that decline, Brian still lands in our A tier. Why? Because even at his worst, he's still iconic. His chemistry with Stewie created some of Family Guy's greatest episodes. McFarlane's voice work remains perfect. He's too important to place lower, even if he's nowhere near the top anymore. The character who embodies everything that makes Family Guy work. The absolute best character in the entire series.
Of course you didn't. You're a person. Of course I guess it did respectable foreign numbers. Asians really liked it. And you gotta hand it to Seth Green. I mean, he works hard, you know? I mean, the work is much harder when you know the project is no good. Still, all those small paychecks must add up.
Stewie Griffin. This genius baby has everything. He started as a matricidal villain in diapers trying to kill Lois and conquer the world. The joke was watching this evil genius navigate preschool while plotting world domination. But as the series evolved, so did Stewie. He kept his intelligence and wit, but developed emotional depth. His relationship with Brian became the show's emotional core. Stewie is lonely. He's smarter than everyone around him, knows life will disappoint him, and chooses cynicism as armor. But he also finds joy in small things. His favorite TV shows, making friends, just being a kid sometimes. His British accent is fake, adopted so he can justify feeling different. Despite his genius, Stewie loves Brian unconditionally because Brian actually tries to understand him. Seth MacFarlane's voice work creates comedy gold in every line. Stewie's schemes remain hilarious. Time machines, weather control devices, multiverse adventures. His quips are the sharpest in the show. Episodes centered on Stewie consistently rank among Family Guy's best. Whether he's singing show tunes, building impossible inventions, or having emotional breakthroughs, Stewie dominates every scene. He's the show's most complex character, balancing comedy and depth better than anyone else. While the rest of the cast devolved into caricatures, Stewie actually grew. He became more human while staying larger than life. Fans universally love him. He's quotable, relatable, and absolutely hilarious. Stewie Griffin isn't just the best Family Guy character. He's one of the best characters in modern animation. Period. There you have it. Every character ranked from Loretta Brown's forgettable awfulness to Stewie Griffin's genius perfection. Disagree with our rankings? Good. Drop your own tier lists in the comments and tell us why we're completely wrong about Doug, or why Herbert should be an F tier, or how we disrespected your favorite side character. But one thing's undeniable. After 25 years and hundreds of episodes, Family Guy has created some of television's most memorable characters. Some evolved beautifully, others crashed and burned. But they've all contributed to a show that's somehow still making us laugh, cringe, and argue about animated characters like our lives depend on it. And honestly, that's pretty giggity.